Now listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in the poo world, and all day and all night and everything he sees is just poo, like him, inside and outside. Poo his house with the poo little window and a poo Corvette, and everything is poo for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm poo dabba dee dabba die 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 dabba dee dabba die. I'm poo dabba dee dabba die dabba dee dabba. I'm just going to do the entire thing. Dabba dee dabba die dabba dee. No, I'm not really. Funny, potentially embarrassing story. When I was a kid. When I was a little young rapscallion running around the playground and shit. I haven't cleaned my nails out. I usually clean my nails. I'm sorry. I'm usually all good to go and clean my nails before my podcast and shit. At least give a pretending pretense that I have some level of personal hygiene or cleanliness. When I was a little kid running around the playground, that song came out when I was in primary school. That's how fucking old that stupid song is. I thought the lyrics were, "I'm blue, I'm in need, I will die." Because I thought it can't just be sounds. It has to be words. It must be saying something, and I can't really tell what they're saying. So what could they be saying? I'm blue, I'm in die. I'm in die, I'm in need, I will die, I'm in need, I will die. Which, sort of, it makes sense. Talking about being blue, which means, being depressed. I don't know if that's the meaning of the song, but in general, to be feeling blue is to be down, be depressed. So I thought it was saying, like, he's depressed and he's in need, he will die. That's what I thought it was saying. Which is kind of silly. But then I find out the actual lyrics are "I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die," which frankly is 100 times fucking sillier than what I thought it was when I was a kid. That was me trying to make sense of something that was positively senseless. What a stupid arsehole I felt like. Oh, well, this must be the words because there's got to be some words. They're not just going to make silly noises in a song that was released and was probably fucking number one or some shit. I don't know. Oh, what's that? It turns out that's exactly what they did. It was just nonsense. Oh, that's cool. I mean, more power to them. There's no reason they shouldn't do that, really. But I just thought it was words. Clearly, I'm a big tit for thinking that. Even at a young age. Ewan was a tit from a young age. Nothing changes. Wow, that's a cool looking thing you're drawing there, Ewan. What is it? It looks like Hellboy. It looks like you're drawing a Hellboy of some kind. Well, fair believers. Fair true believers. That's the Stanley thing, isn't it? Welcome, true believers, one and all, to the. It's nice to see you in the. I don't know why I did that noise. It's a bit weird. It's what I'm drawing is Batman Hellboy crossover. Wow, that's so cool, Ewan. You're so cool. I know. It's one of those, I cannot explain where the idea came from. It was out of nowhere. Like, maybe it was in my head somewhere rattling around for a while, because there was that issue of the Batman comic that I showed that was drawn by Mike Mignola, obviously the Hellboy guy. That I even said the main thing I took away from that comic was the fact that it doesn't feel like a Batman comic. Like, it wasn't necessarily taking place in Gotham City. It didn't have, like, the Batman villains and stuff in it. It felt like just some random, like, horror, suspense, drama, detective kind of comic, but it didn't feel Batman-ish. it felt, now, now I know more of Hellboy and such since first looking at that comic, it felt like an early edition of like a Hellboy comic. And considering it's Mike Mignola, and sort of makes sense. So that was almost kind of like a Batman Hellboy crossover in a way. Kind of. I don't know. So maybe somewhere that might have played a part in it. That issue of that comic maybe was in my head. I don't know. But out of nowhere, I was sat on my old man armchair, just fucking diddling myself. And I thought, oh shit, Hellbat, like Hellboy, but Batman. Like Batman with Hellboy's big fucking fist. And now, this is one of those things. I talk about how whenever I have an idea, I Google it just to see if 1,000 other people have had the same idea, which often happens. This is one case I haven't Googled it, and I'm scared to, because now I'm actually drawing it. I'll probably Google it and be like, oh, there's a 100,000 different people's iterations of Hellbat. Fine. So much for Ewan's originality, I suppose. But, I'm the one drawing it as I draw it. I got more ink for my brush pen. I made a video. Yesterday, I made 2 videos. See, my original plan was I ordered a bunch of ink cartridges for this, and then on the way back from picking those up, I got some more pink highlighters, and I was going to do a whole video of like pink and black drawings, starting a sketchbook of just pink and black drawings. It's going to be cool. And then on the way there, I found the inside of a biro, a ballpoint pen on the ground. So I picked it up and I thought, hey, I can make a video drawing with this. So I did that, and you might have even seen that on my channel. So I figured, hey, bonus video, and then I made both videos. 2 videos in one day, and now I'm making this video the next. It's madness. Absolute madness. Well, not really, it's what it is. And now I'm... forgot where I was going with that. That'll happen. But this is cool though, isn't it? A nice little Batman Hellboy. Have you seen the new I saw the new Batman the other day. There was finally a piratable edition of it that wasn't recorded in the cinema. Hey. Which in general I have no real problem with people recording in cinemas. Cool, do it, whatever. But I like my movie watching experience to be at least a little bit better than that. I like to be able to see and hear what's going on, at least to some degree. I don't care about it being fucking 4K or even 1080p or whatever. But I like to be able to see some of what's fucking going on. You know. So there's Hellbat, which I got to thinking about the name because, see, like Batman, it's the man part he's a man with bat attributes on top of that. So it's Batman, and Hellboy is almost the same. It's like he's a guy with hell attributes on top of that. So he's a guy from hell, is a man from bat. But then Hellbat makes it sound like it should be a bat from hell as opposed to a Batman from hell. So I was a bit iffy about that because there's a few different combinations of like Hellboy and Batman you can make. And here's some of them. Oh, here's one I made earlier. So you got Hellman. Hellman's, isn't that a type of mayonnaise? Hellman, which I guess would either just be Satan, would be Hellman because he's the Hellman. But then you've got Hellman, who's just a man in hell. He's just on fire. He's burning away. He's not happy about it. Just great. This is hell. Then there's Bat Boy. Because there's Hellboy, and then Hellman is that, and then there's Batman, and you could have Batman, Hellboy, Batboy, which is one of those fake news, not fake news, but like fake entertainment news stories. Batboy found in cave, and he looked like that. I could have drawn like a Batman child, but I don't know, whatever. And then there's Boy Man. I think that's what that was. Boy Man. So you've got Hellboy, Batman, Hellman, Batboy, Boy Man, who is, like I say, so he's a man, is the suffix, and then boy is the prefix. So he's a man with an attributes of a boy, with the attributes of a boy. So he's like almost just like a man child, I guess. I forgot to give him his little belly button. Yeah, just like a grown man in kids' clothes, which is actually kind of creepy. Unwittingly so. But just like a sort of neckbeard guy, I guess. And then there's Man Boy, who's a little boy, and he's got a big mustache and a big coat, a jacket, and he's holding a big coffee. So he's a boy with the attributes of a man. Man Boy. Which leaves Hellbat or Bat Hell. Bat Hell doesn't make any sense. Hellbat is the last remaining combination of those possible words, I think. What is there? Hell Boy, Hellman, Hellbat, Bat Boy, Boy Man, Man Boy, Bat Hell, Boy Hell, Hellboy, Boy Hell, and Man Bat. But that's just the same thing, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm drawing Hellbat. With the brush pen, I'm using the brush pen because I've got new ink for it, so I'm going to be using it for a little while, just because I haven't been able to in ages and ages, because they only had brown ink at the store because COVID fucking wiped out the store. Now it's under new management, and it's half empty, the art supply store I go to. And they only had brown ink, and apparently aren't ordering new black ink for these pens. So I had to order myself some, which I could have done so long ago. It's not hard to just order some ink cartridges. Next day delivery. But whatever. I've got them now, and that's the point. So we've got like Batman's cowl over a Hellboy type jaw thing with his big pointy. Made his ears a bit longer. I know there's a few comic renditions of Batman that have like the longer ears, but I think it makes sense to have them be more longer if he's going to be a Hellbat. Yeah. In other news, I noticed over the last week there was a few days where I got lots of new followers. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, it might have been the body positivity hip dips post that a lot of people liked and a lot of people shared. People love that shit. You put any body positivity stuff on Instagram, people love it. They eat that shit up. There's a tip for you. Draw some body positivity stuff, and that will get likes and shares all over the bloody place. So I think from that, I got a lot of new followers, but a lot of them were like what you could consider typical white female Instagram users. Like, you know, if you've seen Inside by Bo Burnham, his white women's Instagram song, almost exactly like that. Like all of their profiles, it's all fucking, maybe not exactly, but basically live, laugh, love kind of stuff. Lots of beige, lots of posts that are just the square with like some calligraphy writing saying, oh, the fucking sun is the soul of the planet, or some shit, I don't know. Lots of pictures of fucking flower arrangements and beach photos and sunsets. All that garbage, all those stupid white women post. I got so many followers of that variety, and I just think, I wonder how long until they unfollow me. Because they probably saw the body positivity post, saw like, oh hey, this guy draws, and he draws like, you know, nude women and body positivity and like, cool. But how long until they see me drawing women getting murdered even more than I already do? Or just some shit, I just say some horrible shit about fucking babies and they unfollow me. It's just, surely I'm not the guy you should be following if you're that kind of person. And you know, maybe that's judgmental of me. Maybe it takes all sorts and there's no reason white women can't be following me, but I just feel like I'm not the guy. I'm not the one for you that you should be following. Oh dear white women. It's another one of those days where I don't necessarily have a new art book to show. There's nothing new in the shops from looking around. Stuff I've ordered hasn't shown up. I guess. Well, there is this. Oh shit, son! What the fuck? Is that the But yes, it is. This is the proof copy to make sure it's all the printing's good. Because there was some issues. Did I mention before? There were some issues with the CMYK and the printing possibly coming out far darker and duller than the original drawings, which I expected. And I think maybe one of the problems is that when I put the book together on the computer, I purposely super saturated everything, made everything really bright and high contrast, knowing that it will be far duller when it prints. So that was me battling that, was make it as bright as possible so that when it does print more dull, it's still as bright as possible. And then when I was showing the proof copy in PDF and it was so dull in contrast to the images I'd set up, the bright ones, it was almost too much, and it put me into like a little bit of shock of like, fuck, my book's going to be ruined. But no, it's not. It's pretty good. So I probably won't flip through all of it, but I'll give you a good fucking look at it. So this is, I've emailed the guy. I've said, yeah, it's all good. Go to print, get it going. 2016, it all started with a dream and the arrival of a 4-colour ballpoint pen in the post. Ooh, one of these bad boys. Piao. And there's a bunch of words. There's some of my old pencil butt drawings talking about how, you know, I used to draw them like that. Then there's another. Is that actual size? No, it's bigger than actual size. Whatever. Talking about the pens and then drawing butts. And then these are all some of the old drawings. From my sketchbooks, you'll see the sketchbook lines and pages and stuff from 2016. Years ago now. Fucking years ago. And then talking about, you know, October, Inktober, November, Butvember. And then drawing more and more and more. More butts, more good butts. Butts. So there's lots and lots of drawings. I tried to cram them all in because I wanted some pages with loads of butts on and then some pages with just the one. So there's a few pages throughout the book that are just singular butterzoids, and there's some, quite a few on, some with a couple, and occasionally I put them where they're like, they sort of match almost. So that's like an actual dog and a rat figurine. It's kind of furry friends with butts. And that's the same gal, jeans and no jeans. That's quite a nice spread. A nice spread. A nice spread. But yeah, so the printing's come out fine. It's ever so slightly darker and duller than I'd really, you know, really like. I want it to come out super bright and saturated, but because of CMYK printing methods and whatnot, you can't really quite achieve that because of how ink works and shit. So I mean, it's come out how it's come out, and I'm happy with it. This was one of the issues I was having with this little, like, almost tutorial. That was super high saturation when I put it on the computer, and then when I got the proof, it looked so different that all I could see was like one shade of purple throughout the whole thing. But I think it's different enough that you can see what's going on. And I feel like in older ballpoint books that it wasn't an issue. The shade and tone of the ink wasn't an issue before, but maybe it was. I don't know. Stickers. Oh yeah. So then, obviously, there's just collections of drawings of butts that I've made, and then we get into doing actual like collections for Butvember, like this one where it like morphed throughout the month. And I like these pages. That's what I like seeing on Instagram. It's one thing to have, 30 different drawings of butts, but I love having them all together in one collected piece. So you've got some close-ups. That's one of my favourites. I love the skulls in that one. Those are cool. That one turned into one of my favourite stickers. Stickers. And that's cool because that's the same girl. She modelled the sticker of her butt for me to draw her butt with the sticker of her butt. Oh, it's brilliant. More butts. More of the collections of butts. And then 2020, what a year. Oh, wasn't it just? And this was the one where I did a whole bunch of different mediums. Pencils, markers, crayons, paint, Sharpies, more paint, ballpoints, different tones, inverting the colours. This is quite cool. You see the originals and then inverted them in Photoshop to get that. So that was the actual drawing in green and orange, and then that's how it looked. And the same again with paint. That was the original painting, and that's it inverted. That's cool. Spread. And again, the whole collection. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then more butts. And then only a few in between there, 2020 and 2021. This is Butvember 2021. Some really good butts. And I explain how I wanted to get away from gimmicks and I just wanted to fucking draw a bunch of cool butts. Another one, the original drawing, redo of the drawing, and then the same model years later, sending me a new picture to draw. The latest collection and some thoughts on future Butvember. More butts, more butts, more good butts. Fucking A, man. So that's on its way to the printers now. Hopefully within the next week or two, I'll get them all back. And they'll be available to buy. My new book. And then more books on the way. And it's a square book, which I've not done before. And I like it. My collections that I'm doing, my 3 over the course of the year, collecting 4 months of work into one book, and then there'll be 3 volumes total at the end of the year. They'll each be square books, these same dimensions, and they'll fit together. They'll be about the same size as this, but it'll fit together in 3 volumes. So that'd be cool. Maybe I'll do something fancy or funny for the spine that, like, when you put all 3 spines together, it fucking says fuck or something. It's a fucking silly idea. I don't know. Whatever. I want penis. Doot. Here's the scoop, yo. Here's the skinny. Here's the squodge. I finished this. I recorded this. I had a whole second half of the podcast dunzoed, ready to go'd. Even uploaded it, and it was ready to hit go and be live. But the problem was with the second half was my fucking energy and will to do shit, my will to live, fucking vanished. Like, as soon as I started recording, like the second half, any energy, maybe it wasn't like super high energy in the first half, but any energy I did have just fucking up and vanished. It was just gone. And I even spent most of the second half of the podcast just talking about the fact that, God, what happened to my energy? I was so ready to do this, and now I don't fucking know what do I do. Which happens sometimes. That's a thing that came up in therapy, and with regards to like depression and stuff, that happens. Where I can be, maybe it's not, it's not bipolar. I don't know if it's manic depression, but it's like I can be feeling manic. I can be like buzzing around my little flat, practicing my keyboard, singing funny songs, yelling penis at the top of my voice, and having a whale of a time talking with my puppets. And then as quickly as that energy comes on, it could just be fucking gone. I could just be flat. I could be dancing around, singing at the top of my voice, stomping, annoying the piss out of stupid Airbnb neighbours downstairs. And then in a second, it can just go, pew! And I'll just sit down and be like, wow, I fucking wish I was dead. I hate this. What the fuck? And it wasn't quite to that degree filming the podcast, but it was filming the podcast like it's a film. Fucking delusions of grandeur, Ewan, you ponce. You fucking piece of yeah, so it was just so... I felt that whilst recording it, but I figured, it's done. I'll just upload it and whatever. But then, while I was sitting, hating myself, I was like, I don't want to have the second half of the podcast just be me talking about how shit the second half of the podcast is. So, this might be better. I don't know. It might not be. We'll see. That's to see. So I finished this, and it's it's pretty cool. Hellbat does whatever a Hellbat can. I'm relatively happy with that. I might do something more with it. I've got these. I put these in another video I made. I'm going to do something with those at some point. I'll probably make a separate video for these. There's some really nice colours in there. I really like some of those colours, and they complement very nicely with the neon colours, the pastel ones. So that'd be cool. I did want to say though, I was actually looking for this David Shrigley book the previous week when I spoke about him, and as tends to happen when I say some shit in one podcast episode, and then the next week or so I'll be like, no, actually I didn't mean that, I was sorry, I misspoke, I don't know what I was doing. So I have nothing against David, and I like David Shrigley as an artist, and especially as a person, as an artist. I find him very, very tolerable and almost relatable, especially compared with a lot of like modern contemporary British artists that can just be absolute cunts, just fucking irritating fuckwads, a lot of them. But I find David Shrigley to be very down to earth, very human, and his work reflects that. And this book is good. More colour. Oh, that's good. No, I don't care about black and white or colour, but this has more colour. But this is... I feel like the other book I showed, Ants Have Sex in Your Beer, was just a collection of drawings, whereas this is a collection of like David Shrigley's work overall. So it's a bit of a better look at his work. It's just this... I like it. Like, even if I don't like the drawings necessarily, go down the hole, stay down the hole. That's funny. Not to be rung again until Jesus returns. Because he does a lot of sculpture and photo stuff, and this book has a good amount of that, so I'm glad to see that. What is my purpose? Your purpose is to listen, and he's got big ears. That's... let's go through every single page. And this is another book that's like nice dimensions. I like the feel. I need to make a book of these dimensions. I'll get on that. Maybe I'll make a grand, like full-on ballpoint compendium, and it'll be like this, huge, hundreds of pages. Oh no, I just lost the funny one that I saw. Babies. That's funny. I like that. A brick. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Peter's also at the end of the tunnel. That's funny. It's not hilarious. It's not fucking shining wit, but it's just a funny drawing. Rat hole, cat, tail, ass. It's pretty funny. Timmy. Pigeons Timmy has fucked. Little Miss Turdy to fucking Elaine Spam Bernard. Yeah, I do like his work, you know. I'd go to an exhibition of his if it was on. There's a lot of artists that, you know, might be popular or whatever, and if they were like, oh, I've got an exhibition and it's close by, you can go and see it, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. But David Shrigley, yeah, I'd go see his work. Fucking yeah. Where are our teeth? You build bridges, I build walls. Wanted, dead or alive, reward £5. He stole my pencil. The incredible shrinking disabled man. It's pretty funny. A very intense bout of drawing for David Shrigley there. It's a lot more... my words are not on point today. A lot more involved. I think that's the word I was looking for. Very involved, a lot more involved drawing than something like this. A homosexual climbing a flower. I don't know if that's a statement about anything. That's pretty funny. Unfinished drawing of a campsite. It's pretty funny, man. A burden. Well, we've all felt that, haven't we, eh? Egg similarity between the men down a hole. It's great down here. I'm really enjoying myself. Yes, it's great to be away from our wives. Where is the eye hospital? It's right in front of you. You can't see it because you need the porn. Dirty, stinking, horrible porn right here, right now, and you're looking at it. You'll go to hell for this. I dig it. I dig that. I like it. I am a fruit. You can eat me if you want. Sexy. Not the spiders. Photos. He also does. Oh, have I gone? Fucking. Oh no. Yeah. Carved into some teeth. That's pretty cool. Damn it! I'll never be able to get one of the skulls. The machine is too difficult to operate. God damn. What is it, Daddy? It's bloody brilliant, son. That's what it is. Art. Huh? Huh? It's bloody brilliant. That's what it is. Death. I don't like it. And part of me recanting most of the bad things I said. Well, I didn't even say anything bad about him, did I? But I recalled, with regards to David Shrigley, he's one of a few artists I asked to send me a drawing to make zines, to put into a zine I was making at college, who did send me a drawing. So I've spoken about it before. I made this zine, a series, I think I did 5 of them, and I called it Damp, just because. And it was very of the time. It was like 2008, 2009 sort of time, 2007. That kind of teenage ewan vigour and humour, very random humour, silly little comics that I thought were fun and funny, just funny drawings, whatever. In this zine, some of my friends' artwork was in there, and for, I think, the latter 4 issues, I emailed different artists to say, I think I said I'm doing a magazine rather than just a zine at college, and please could you send me a drawing, just any drawing to put in it. And that way I could say I made this zine and I collaborated with an artist on making this. Whatever, it's kind of silly. But David Shrigley was one of those artists. And annoyingly, I have looked for them a little while ago. I don't have any of the zines to hand. They might still be in a box in my folks' home. I know my friend Sam might still have copies of them, so I'll try and get them from him. But so I don't have a copy of the drawing he sent, and he emailed me. He didn't send me the drawing, but it was a drawing I hadn't seen anywhere else from him. So as far as I'm aware, it was relatively exclusive. And I know one of the few things I know about David Shrigley is that he produces a lot of work and then just tosses a load of it, like just throws a bunch of it away because he doesn't like it, and then keeps a handful, and they go on to be, published or shown or whatever. So it could well have been just one of those drawings he was going to throw away, and he was like, oh, I'll just email him that because fucking whatever. Another artist I asked for a drawing was Tom Gold, who is a very prominent British illustrator. If you know anything about British art and illustration, Tom Gold is sort of toward the top tier of British illustrators. You've probably seen his work. He's published a lot, does a lot on, puts all his stuff on Instagram and such. He's got a very unique style. It's almost not laughably, but like very, very simplistic in parts. He does a lot with like these sorts of characters, like almost stick figures, interacting and stuff. And this is a retelling of David and Goliath, which is quite cool. It's a really nice book as well. So yeah, I'm not showing Tom Gold's work. I'm just saying he's another artist I asked for a drawing and he sent me a drawing. And it was quite a cool one. I remember that one. It was like a giant furry monster and a giant diamond or something, which again I hadn't seen published anywhere else, so that might have been an exclusive thing he sent to me to use for my stupid little zine, which went nowhere, did nothing, almost got me fired from my job for abusing my photocopier rights. And another artist I asked to send me a drawing was Ashley Wood, this fucking guy, and he did. And when was this published? Is there a date in here? 2008. Yeah, so it would have been 2006, 2007 that he sent me the drawing, which I think... I'm going to put a post-it note in the page. Yeah, it was this drawing right here. Previously unpublished, and it was... I think... Because you can see there's a speech bubble. There's the tip of an arrow from a speech bubble. I think... I can't promise. I'll need to find the zine again. But he might have even written damp or something in the speech bubble. Because I might have said I'm working on this magazine called Damp and it's for art and I'd love to put one of your drawings in it. And then he sent me this. And I think he did write damp in the... So it was like an exclusive Ashley Wood sketch that he sent, emailed. He didn't send me the drawing, but still, he sent me that to use for my stupid little thing that, maybe he didn't assume it was going to be anything more than it was, but just whatever. That was cool. It was a cool little fucking thing. And this is just a book of his like sketches and stuff. Pretty neato. He's released some more recent books of sketches and things, and they're ridiculously hard to get hold of, which is kind of annoying, but is what it is. Also, that's that for artists I asked. There was my friend Harvey had work in issue 1, and then issues 2, 3, and 4, and 5 had other artists. Those are 3 of them. There would be one more. I can't remember who it would have been. I'll see if Sam's got copies of the zines I can nick. But this book, Terada, Katsuya Terada, I mentioned how I know nothing about him. And he has sort of traces about him of similar styles of the sort of Super Annie, Kim Jung-gi sort of artists. And then just in the last few days, I was watching some interviews with those people, saying how they've hung out with this guy. He's I don't know if he's part of the Super Annie team officially, but he certainly is friends with those people and he hangs out with them. They draw together. Maybe they do conventions together and things. So That's cool. I don't know if I already knew that and just forgot it, or if it was purely looking at his drawings made me think he should hang out with those people because his work fits in line with their work. That's fucking cool. And he does already. So that's just an observation, something that was a thing that I wasn't really aware was a thing, but it is a thing. And his work's pretty fucking good, isn't it? I mean, that's an understatement. Yeah, it's pretty good. Drawings like these do make me want to draw more. And I have been drawing a little bit more in my sketchbook, which I had said I wanted to do more. I get bogged down in doing commissions and things, feeling like I'm drawing for other people only, and I can't really create what I want to create. But I've been not loads. There's not a bunch, but I've been drawing in my sketchbook more loose stuff, not really for anything, but just drawings for the sake of drawings. Like lizards with guns. I thought that could be a funny thing. If I've been drawing lizards anyway, why not draw them with guns? That hand fucked up. I don't know what I was doing there. And that's like that blind salamander from Earthworm Jim 2, the video game, back in the day. That's a friend of mine. Oh, this was cool. I was really happy with this. Fucking look at that shit. Well, nice. Had to extend the page. Got our old Drop Dead Fred. Oh, doodles for Hellbat. Some pinky pink drawings. And out of nowhere, I thought it would be really fun to start drawing, as I did in my previous video, flying monkey. So we've got flying monkeys around. Goblins and tits and bums and, you know, the usual. So yeah, flying monkeys. Playing around with those. I might start drawing them all the time. There's something I don't really see in other people's art, and they could be quite fun to draw, and I give them guns and knives. That could be quite fun. Chicken. Cock. Yes, I've been doodling, playing a little bit in my sketchbook for the first time in a long time. Wilfred. It's good shit. Which is I feel like I am feeling some kind of benefit from that, from playing in my sketchbook a bit, as opposed to just worrying about drawing for work all the time, which, you know, I'll probably have to start doing again soon enough. But for now, I'll at least try and play for a bit. That's a page. I like this. I like still these little doodles. Goblin in graffiti. Goblin written in graffiti. I might pull that out with the new brush pen just to. Might be fun. It's the kind of shit I used to do in my sketchbook all the time, like graffiti and just fucking about, just drawing whatever, random shapes, arrows and stars and silly goblins. Where it's literally you can see that's a doodle. That's not clearly it's not a big concept piece, is it? I was just farting about in my sketchbook, and that's what came out of it. And that's what I miss doing. Those were the funnest times drawing, is when it was just, I had a sketchbook and I'd fill it with just the most garbage fun drawing. Like, it's good to have, you know, some high concept stuff and really work on trying to make pieces look good. Have a full page with a really nicely rendered drawing, nicely realised, good idea behind it, good concept, good realisation, good drawing and technique and stuff. But sometimes it's fun to just fucking do whatever. Just fuck around, have some fun drawing, innit? That's what it's all about. That's what it should be all about. You shouldn't have to make money. Money's a fucking ridiculous, stupid concept. It fucking trivialises all this shit. It's ridiculous. whatever. I don't know. Shut up.